Hello everyone, welcome to MSFT webcast. In the second part of this ongoing video series on how to set up RDS with standard deployment in Server 2019, we are going to see the steps to setting up collections in RDS. With standard deployment type, we have to create our own collections, which is not the case in Quick Start deployment type. Collection has two major functions. First, it allows us to separate out RDS and host into separate farms, and the second thing collection do is to allow admins to organize resources. For this video guide, we are using the test lab created in VirtualBox. In the last video demonstration, we have deployed RDS services using a standard deployment method in Windows Server 2019. We have installed RD connection broker server role on our SRv01 member server. We have installed RD session host on SRv02. And we have installed RD Web Access Server role on SRv03. So let's move to our domain controller, because on our domain controller already I have created two users with the name RD user1 and RD user2. We have one security group named RD users. Both users are a member of the security group named RD users. Let's click on OK, and let's again go back to our ws2k19-srv02 server. To create a new collection, we need to click on Task, and here we need to select Create Session Collection. It is going to start a new wizard for us. On Before You Begin screen, you can read brief overview information about what is collection and what things are necessary to create a collection in RDS. Let's click on Next. On this console, you need to specify the name to your collection so you can easily identify it. For this video, I'm giving name MyLab collection. Let's click on Next. On this console, we need to specify a RD session host server, which is going to host this collection. In our case, we have only one server, and that is our SRv02 server. So let's select the server and click on Add button. Let's click on Next. On this console, first of all, I'm going to remove the default group MyLab/domain users, because by default, all Active Directory users are member of this security group. Let's select it and click on Remove. Now, add the user group that should have access to this collection. In our case, our user group name is RD users. Let's click on Add button to add that security group. Click on Advanced and click on Find Now. Let's select our group RD users. Click on OK and click on OK. So now, only members of MyLab/RD users group have access to this collection. Fine. Let's click on Next. On user profile disk page, I'm going to clear this checkbox to enable user profile disk. We will configure this later on in a separate video. Click on Next and click on Create. Okay, configuration is completed successfully. We have successfully created one collection for our RDS setup. Let's click on Close to close this console. And now we can verify that MyLab collection is present in Server Manager console. Let's click on MyLab collection. Here we can see collection type is there, session, resource type is there, remote desktop, and user group who is going to access this collection is MyLab/users. At any point, if you want to modify the settings or properties of this collection, you can by clicking on Task and by clicking on Edit Properties. That is going to start one wizard for us. Here we have all the settings which we can modify for this collection. Like on General tab, we can change the name and description of our session collection, as well as we can choose if we would like to see this collection in RD Web Access. And by default, this checkbox is selected to show the session collection in RD Web Access. Let's click on User Groups tab. User Groups tab is used to limit connections to this collection to a specific group of users. And in this, we have only specified MyLab/RD users. So the members of RD user security group is going to access this collection. If you want to add another group, that time you simply need to click on this Add button, click on Advanced, and let's click on Find Now and select the group which you want to add. For example, domain admins. Let's click on OK. And now we have another group under specify user groups. mylab/rd users and mylab/domain admins. Click on apply. It is going to save the settings which we have modified. Next, let's click on session tab. Here lots of settings are there. You can configure RDS session settings as per your requirement. For this video series, I'm not going to modify any settings. One more setting is there with the name when a session limit is reached or a connection is broken. This setting is all about what's going to happen when the session limit is reached or the connection is broken. Default options is just to connect and leave everything on running. Last two settings deal with temporary folders. For the purpose of this video demonstration, I'm not going to modify any settings on this tab. Now let's click on a security tab. Here we have a security settings which we can set up for RDS. For example, here we have a security layer settings and what kind of encryption level RDS going to use. Let me click on this drop down menu to see those options. Here we have a total 3 options. One is RDP security layer. RDP security layer does not use authentication to verify the identity of a remote desktop session host and does not support network level authentication. The next one is SSL TLS 1.0. It is more secure than RDP security layer. SSL will be used for server authentication and it also requires a certificate. The next one is negotiate. The most secure layer that is supported by the client will be used. And that's why the security layer settings is always set to negotiate. Under encryption level, let's click on this drop down menu and here we have a total 4 options. Low means data sent from the server is not encrypted. Data sent from the client is encrypted using 56-bit encryption. Next, we have a high encryption settings. It is going to encrypt the client and the server communication using 128-bit encryption. The next we have a FIPS. All client server communication is encrypted and decrypted with FIPS encryption algorithm. By default, encryption level is selected to client compatible. It encrypts the client and the server communication at the maximum key strength supported by the client and server itself. And that's why we are not going to change any settings. But this is the console from where you can configure the security settings. One more setting is there here, which is going to only allow connections from computers running remote desktop with network level authentication. So suppose if you want to take remote desktop session from Windows XP Service Pack 2, that time you need to clear this checkbox because Windows XP SP2 does not support network level authentication. Let's click on load balancing. Generally, we use load balancing settings if we have multiple RD session host server. If we have more than one RD session host, we can set up the relative weight between them as well as we can specify a session limit. Right now, we have only one RD session host server, so 100% of the traffic is going toward WS2K19-SRV02 session host server. Let me click on client settings. On this console, we can specify some settings to enable redirection for a bunch of things like audio video playback, audio recording, smart cards, etc. Suppose if you want to access the data stored on a client computer when you are connecting to session-based desktop, at that time you need to select the checkbox in front of drives to access the data from client computer on session-based desktop. By default, all the checkboxes are selected. So in opposite way, suppose if you don't want that user can access the data from their client computer when they are connecting to session-based desktop, that time you need to clear the checkbox in front of drives. And the last setting is related to user profile disk. I will create a separate video on how to configure and use user profile disk in RDS. I'm going to click on apply and OK button. So this is the way how we can create collection and how we can modify the settings of existing collection in remote desktop services on Server 2019. In the next part of this video series on how to configure RDS using standard deployment, we are going to configure RD Web Access Server rule and then we will publish remote apps as well. That's it for this video demonstration. Thank you all for watching this video.